Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. So my wife moved a few things around in the room and it sounds different. And I don't like it. It seems to me that that corner over there is echoing more. At some point, I'm going to have to get rid of that. How can we do this? I don't know. You can't be in here, though. It's going to have to move. I'm that picky. I'm that picky. Okay, so I got some interesting things going on here. The E-mini is actually recovering a little bit. They're going to run into some resistance at 2671.75. And I'm sure they will test that. Things appear to still be pretty volatile. But Treasuries came back quite a bit. So they are now back into Monday's range. But they did stop right there at 119. So that's kind of interesting. So it seems like Treasuries are kind of risk on a little bit. Not like risk on, but they're certainly not as concerned as they were. And I'm not quite sure what the impetus for that is. There's a 9 trillion corporate debt bomb bubbling in the U.S. economy. Okay. I'll read that later. So yeah, we kind of some interesting stuff out. They're talking about the Utah House. It was 500 votes. So can you believe the difference of 500 votes? There was like thousands of provisional votes cast. No recount. Kind of interesting. And here's the thing. Ben, there's no way, unless they redraw the district boundaries, there's no way he's going to win. Impossible for him to maintain that seat without the medical marijuana thing bringing everybody out. So, yeah. I don't, it's going to be interesting. I'm going to enjoy it because I don't like it. And I really enjoy campaigning against people. So, what else do we got going on? Sister news. 6:30. So we got some durable goods orders today in 5 minutes. So that's good. Some stuff to look at. We are a few ticks higher off of the open. So that's interesting. Make a note of that. All right, let's grab the links. There's that one. And that one. Logged in as the wrong person. There we go. There we go. Those. Good morning. I got see a bunch of people. I should just here. Let's update the message here. Yes. Yes. Stream information. There we go. Okay. So I've like updated this and everything. So now, when people give me shit, I'm just gonna give them shit back because I'm tired of the little kids coming in on Twitch and being like, "Do you ever respond on chat?" It's like it says in the channel description that you need to go to Discord. So yeah. So yeah, this is a really good example here. Oh wait, hold on. Let's make sure that we have the squawk open. This is a really good example when people are saying, how do you trade news? And one of the most important things to be able to trade news is to know how people are positioned. And this is one of the most clear examples I've seen where traders are clearly positioning themselves long into the news. So if this news ends up being really, really good, they could totally puke. We talk about this frequently. It's a question that comes up a lot, actually, and yeah. All right. So what are we expecting here exactly? We want durable goods to be 0.4. Month over month is expected to be minus 2.2. Unemployment claims 215.
$10. Minus 4.4% for durable goods. Ex transportation
That's bad.
0.1%. Initial jobless claims 224,000 with continuing at 1.8 million. To Canada, wholesale trade sales 5%. So the US durable goods orders at minus 4.4%, to the power revised to minus 0.1%. Ex transportation came in at 1.1%, revised off at minus 0.6%. Defense X Air flat reading, power revised to minus 0.5% on the non-defense X Air. 0.3% as expected, power revised of minus 0.2%. The initial jobless claims that was 224,000 with power revised 221,000. Continuing claims at 1.6668 million with the power revised to 1.67 million. Finally, on the wholesale Canada trade sales at minus 0.5%, below expected point.
Okay, so the market positioned itself long.
As well in Canada,
Let's wait.
From the power of
They positioned themselves long, and they were right. So now you're going to get this thing where the guys that were right are going to take profits. That's why they're turning around right there at 07. I'm a little worried about that price. So, like, to take this trade, I mean, we just came up, like, from 04. So if I were to take this long, there's a chance that it could come all the way back down to here, right? So I'm a little concerned about that. And I don't know what the probability is that we're going to go to 08. Like, I need to have a really high probability that we're going to, okay, that is maybe what I needed.
It's at least Conti saying can assess with you.
They're probably planning on taking this up. It's like he was listening and he was like, oh, Seth is not convinced. We will convince him then. Okay, so that is a lot of pressure though, and that did not go. Okay.
Block sell.
Hmm. So we haven't seen one of these flip for a while. So it'll be interesting. They are holding it.
supervising the.
Okay, they did clear 065.
Or from the PM, whatever happens, backup is needed.
Hmm. Let's reset this. Okay. Well, they ticked up and they held a bid. And it didn't, they only put up 500 and it still held. It actually took them a second. Yeah, so that's super interesting. Now they're going back and forth. They're not putting a huge offer on it either.
Or from Varadkar, they can't accept EU-wide taxes.
So there's probably some robots there. Okay, somebody put some on. Put it on, but then he pulled it and then some other people stepped in. That's what I think happened there. We should remember there was a block sell there. Okay.
Or from FT, that's BMW obtaining
Temporary flip.
ride-hailing servicing.
See that 17 is stacking and pulling. Some fishy stuff going on over here in the 5-year as well. And the E-mini is dropping. Just keeps going. Set that. So this to me looks somewhat bullish. And they're not. Okay, well they took it that time. It seems a little slow, doesn't it? Okay. Not ready for it yet. I see reasonable support in the 5-year here. Down. Okay, that 065 is weak now too. And he's stacking some on it. That's not going yet. E-mini's not continuing so far. They're not trading down into that. That's a little odd too. Okay. Flipping back up again. E-mini's continuing down a little bit. This kind of feels to me like one guy is in charge. Like we came up there, they didn't go for the 075. We came down. Now granted there was a decent number of contracts that they traded through, but they sold like 2,000 on each step there. And now we're back up. Easy. 1305 to clear 06 half, for instance. 604 to trade 060. You know? It's like this guy, he's buying it, and they weren't ready to bust out the top, so he let it come back so that he could buy more contracts a little bit lower. That's what I think happened there. I could be that read could be completely wrong. I mean, there's other explanations for what happened there, but that was kind of my take on it. And you notice that the movement is not even necessarily correlated to the E-mini. The E-mini come back a little bit, and they're still kind of pushing up. If the E-mini decides to go down for the lows, we'll see if it pushes us up through the top or not.
Equity news now. Airbus working on body A3.
You should be careful. The 5-year it hasn't made like a higher high. They are showing some resistance there at the 67 now. Just not a good sign. Okay. So there, the E-mini went for another new low. Retakes down, really. See, treasuries are slow to respond. So it's not robots doing it. There's a person there. See, there's that 8320 there at 08. It's been there for a long time, and I kind of wonder if there is somebody here that is already long and wants to get filled and is trying to pressure it up so that he can get out. That's a question. So when we get up there, we're going to have to pay attention to how it behaves at 08 to see if it's going to continue through. Because it's not just a given that they're going to break a new high and that they're going to go up and explore yesterday's range. It's not a given. Especially not on the day before Thanksgiving, which could be either really volatile or really quiet. So far, we've had a decent amount of volatility, so. Okay, didn't quite flip there. They stepped up, but it didn't quite flip. In fact, the offer actually stacked on a little bit. And this is not firming up. They did get over their resistance, though, didn't they? So they were having a little bit of a hard time there. And they did take it. The E-mini looks like, from the chart, I mean, this is a little bit of a, there was a little bit of resistance there, but I should say support, but after this area, there's quite a bit to go, like down to 2650. Got a decent number of people watching for this early, so thank you guys for watching or listening. I'm sure a lot of you guys just minimize it and listen. Okay. So now the E-mini is showing a big offer at 2660. Okay, I don't like that downtick in the bond. Interestingly enough, though, the bond actually looks more bullish than the other ones.
Irish PM now, the government has made no plans for a hard border.
Okay.
Varadkar would need a deal. I think if there was a no deal scenario, I think he would hold upon follow.
So now are we going to get all of the Brexit drama again? They've come down here to '06 many times, and there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of interest in selling it there. It just ticks way too easily, though. I really wish that I could have.
Again, the UK has already had issues.
Um, that I could have bought '06, but I'm already too far in. See, then there it is again. It just comes up too easily. And here the E-mini is going to try and push down again. There you go, see?
Varadkar have to find very quickly.
No deal scenario. So the one problem I see here is that there does appear to be some profit taking at '07. And those numbers are fidgeting though, and robots are starting to get triggered, aren't they?
It's more from Varadkar expecting leaders to deal at the summit.
5-year might do it now. Nope. They're certainly toying with the idea, aren't they?
It's more from Varadkar. It's not inevitable that Prime Minister May will be on the House of
Oh, that was a super weak bid. So here's the E-mini going down again.
square in 3 minutes' time. In the top of the hour, comments from Italy with the Finance Minister Tria, as well as Deputy PM Salvini holding a question time in the lower house.
Looking a little better. We're still not getting that '07 to stack over 2000 though. But it's not just ticking down when orders hit it. It's a lot of pressure on this thing right now, I think. Yeah, I don't know. It's like they really, really want to do it, but they just can't. It is ranging here better now this time. It's actually forming a zipper at the top, whereas before it was a zipper at the bottom. So their relative value has increased by a tick for the past 5 minutes or so. And we're getting to the point where the E-mini is going to start trading a bit more. And there's certainly going to be at least one point where there's going to be heavy selling, because those sellers got a date with 2600. Maybe they wait until after Thanksgiving to do it, though. Yeah, I should have pointed this out earlier, but normally we have like 5,000 at each price, and right now we've got more like 4,500.
Bit of equity news now. New York Post recording at Sinclair and CBC have paired up on a bid for RSN.
So there is a slight decrease in liquidity. The way it's moving could be explained by it just being a holiday. Well, the E-mini took a tick down, but they're trying to hold it still. And this is not going. They're trying to hold this still. Now I'm noticing a change in the activity here. Robots are getting agitated again. So throughout this range, the cumulative delta is actually negative. Um, Not by like a ton, but it's just kind of a slow trail off. And that, I think, actually, and given that we're at the higher side of the range right now, that actually does support the case that somebody is passively buying here, looking to either get filled at '08 or possibly catch a larger move into yesterday's range. They bought through a lot of contracts there at '07. Not a lot, but I mean, it's more than they've been. They actually absorbed 300 too. The E-mini takes it here. We might finally get it to break. Not the break, but at least the one tick that I want. Hmm. It was a little interesting there in the 5 year, the way that they bought 26 and 3/4. It's too much liquidity sitting on the edge. '30 year wants to go too. Like the 30 year looks a little impatient to me. So the E-mini has come back quite a bit and they're not ticking down yet. It could change awfully fast, but they're actually buying it in the E-mini quite a bit there. There, they took it down again. Way too easily. So you would have had a lot of opportunity to get out at '07 and then gone long again here or here. So ES is at the top of this range here. Possibly a pivot. Good morning. Can kind of slowly see people filtering into YouTube here as we get ready for the e-menu to start. And I don't know. It still looks to me like someone is kind of holding it and accumulating here. I think what you will eventually see is a big move in cumulative delta higher to take us through it. But I don't know. Okay.
So it's China contesting the U.S. false claims in the meeting.
False claims, huh? By the way, this action in Bitcoin doesn't look very positive to me. They kind of look like they got ahead of themselves on the pullback and that people are just using it as an opportunity to get out, which is exactly what I would recommend if I was in Bitcoin. Because I think that they go lower, much lower, 2000. So this order at 2660. Here's my and there we go. This order right here showed up. I know it's a small order, it doesn't seem significant, but it's sticking out like a sore thumb on the Vista chart right there. And look, they took it out. Okay. Oh. That Happened fast.
So from Chinatown, we're back to the utilities of Hypothetical.
Okay, so ticking up, holding a decent bid at 065, 3000 at 07 not pulling. That's not good. Especially considering that the E-mini took a pretty decently impulsive move down, indicating to me that there's still some sellers in charge, that buyers just get destroyed very quickly. And the ZB is right there at the top and is just very easily holding 27. So I still see a case for long, except for that in ZN it just seems incredibly reluctant to go for it. Well, not just ZN. Both the 5 and the 10 are kind of look hesitant. And they went through it and then came back to it. The cynic in me thinks that if we do tick up to 07, that at some point that size it's 7.5 is going to pull, and we're going to find out that we're still at the back of the queue. That's what I think is going to happen. And that's building. Well, now we're at least seeing orders go through. Okay, flip. I bought through a bunch of it actually, so I don't think that there was necessarily a pull there. They're hitting into 6.5. 2,000 contracts. Hmm. Look at that CB. It's just okay. He actually did come down. Market Steve pointing out that when we had that move down in the E-mini that the VIX spiked. I feel like that the robots are kind of all chomping at the bit right now. Like you can see that they're reading even little tiny changes into the E-mini is bullish for bonds. Ticks down one over there. Bunch of orders over here change. And it's much more pronounced when they move down or when there's some signal that the E-mini is going to pivot down. See that? But it's robots, so they're only putting up 500. I saw some humans earlier, but I'm wondering if that last tick up to 070 that the humans all got out. The trader thinks the E-mini is going to go up, huh? So the E-mini just hit into a big order, um, kind of bounced off of it. But the treasuries are down a tick, and those 6 is looking weak again. Hmm. Correlation is not holding as strongly as it was before, though, is it? Equities still look really heavy to me. You see, they're taken down. Not much of a change over here yet. They're trying. Okay. What? Hmm. If they buy it up above 065, that would definitely be the fuel that we need. I'm just not positioned very well, am I? Yep. Okay.
Just a heads up that Italy's Tria is now speaking live in Parliament.
Okay, here's the open. I'm doing a lot of battle there.
Picking up on the comment here from DeMeo, says Italy and the Commission both want the same thing, to bring down Italy's debt.
Oh. I thought he was saying they both want the same thing, to bring down Italy. But then he added that extra word there. That was an important word. What do you think of XRP and its market cap? That's a good question, and I'm glad you asked. So it's kind of hard to see where XRP is, the price is justified, but it seems to me that just based on base use of the network, that none of the prices in the market right now are justified. And so for XRP to have moved up in market cap during this bear run is really suspicious to me. And XRP has been like this for a long time. It just reeks of price manipulation to me. I'm not saying that it is, or that there's a probability on a trade there, but
chosen the only method that works to bring down debt by boosting growth.
if we ever get back to a reasonable place here in the cryptocurrency market, XRP might be a good one to get into, simply for that reason, that they're going to push it harder than the other ones, because it seems like that the people involved in XRP are they're going to push the price. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I'm seeing it. So, and I don't want to look at that. I'm really mad about that. Not that I thought it was a bad trade, but I don't think I managed it very well, because I was in at the top and I couldn't get that fill. I should have just taken the one and gotten back in here, and then only lost 2 ticks on the trade instead of like 8. Eh. Okay. Okay. This doesn't look like they're gonna fill that. This action in the E-mini is kind of looking a little familiar, isn't it? Wait, what just happened? What? That is not what was supposed to happen. Yep, and look. Cumulative delta divergence. This looks like some crazy divergence. Like there was some significant buying up there trying to push it back up, and they just moved lower. And we've seen this on the open a couple of times now. Treasury's not really going for it though, huh? Mm. I don't know, trader. This sure doesn't look like they're buying the E-mini right now. That whole thing that we just experienced looks a lot to me like they offered treasuries down so that they would have a better price to buy it out on the open. You know? That's what I think just happened. I think I just got fucked. That first trade. Not that it won't recover. I'm not trying to give you too much shit, but man, that is just I'm having flashbacks already. Look at that. That is okay. That was maybe a little bit too much. They just stopped the last of those guys that went long on the open out. Houston, we started the rocket. So you think now this is where they're gonna buy it? That might have been a reversal for sure. Now, I'm curious. Hmm. Now they're offering 8 at 07? Is it real? I don't know if that's real. Okay. Hmm. Okay. It's a decent amount of buying there. Uh, what is this? That was a big iceberg. The E-mini's going down. Why did this tick down? I guess the correlations are flipped because some of them are trading it as interest rates are going to continue to go up. I don't know. They've gotten awfully comfortable at 055 though, haven't they? Nope. They're selling it in the E-mini. I wanted to get out there and buy here, and it's not. They're fighting it out for sure. They know I have an order there, and they're like, nope, we're gonna fuck Seth over again. And strangely enough, the 30 years still does not look like it's selling. There was a little bit of an uptick. Here's the E-mini going down again.
Just a heads up now, with 10 minutes until the top of the hour, we get the release of US data. Existing home sales for October, looking for an estimate of 5.2 million against a prior 5.15 million. The range 5 million to 5.35 million. Percentage change, looking for an estimate of 1% against a prior minus 3.4%. The range minus 2.9% to 2.9%. At the further breakdowns here, last month US September inventory of home sales for sale came in at 1.88 million units. That was 4.4 months worth. And US September national median home price for existing homes came in at 258,100. That was up 4.2% from a September 2017. Seeing here, Trier notes with regret and the EU Commission didn't share Italy's budget reasons. Going back into the data, so we also get University of Michigan sentiment final readings for November, looking for an estimate of 98.3 against a prior 98.3, the range 97 to 99. Final conditions, looking for, well, no estimates, but a prior of 113.2. Expectations, prior of 88.7. Another comment here from Trier saying Italy public finances under control, debt to debt ratio will fall. Trier says willing to search for solution to avert dramatization. Dramatization of dissent between Italy and EU harms economy. And going back in here, the University of Michigan 1-year inflation final, no estimates but a prior of 2.8%. 5-year inflation final, no estimates but a prior of 2.6%. We'll also get leading index change month on month for October.
Jeez.
Looking for an estimate of 1% against a prior 5%. The range minus 2% to 4%.
Seems to me like any price that you can get filled on in treasuries isn't worth having. It's like everything just pulls. So a strong pullback there.
Italy's chair says government remains budget in control over public finances. Chair says limited expansion counter slowdown in European and Italian economies.
That don't work.
dialogue with you.
Hmm. Hmm.
Top of the hour, US data. Home sales for October looking for an estimate of 5.20 million. Percentage change looking for an estimate of 1%. And then we get the University of Michigan sentiment. These are final readings for November. Looking for an estimate of 98.3. Conditions look a prior of 113.2. Expectations a prior of 88.7. We'll also get leading index change month on month for October. Looking for an estimate of 1%.
Well, they seem to like that. They came up a little short there, didn't they? In fact, there was a lot of flow fighting it. Yeah. Hmm. If you say so, trader. You seem a little bit too confident about that for me to believe you. Anybody that comes in and says it's already bought and it's only a question of time is probably full of shit. Anybody that was that smart would know that it's just a probability and that there are people on both sides of these trades and that it could go either way. And maybe there is a probability that it is more likely that they're going to buy because of whatever it is that you're seeing. But to sit down and be that confident about it, you're probably full of shit. That's how I feel about it. They were pretty bullish those last few ticks there, though. But we're getting this thing where the correlations do not seem to be in line. Okay, so here's the news.
2 million for existing home sales. Percentage change coming in at 1.4%. And University of Michigan sentiment final coming in at 97.5.
So the news was in line.
12.3. Expectations coming in at 88.1. Just to repeat that, existing home sales coming in at
the home sales was in line at least.
Percentage change coming in at 1.4. So looking at the
sentiment is bad.
The inventory of homes for sale coming in at 1.85 million units.
Inflation expectations normal.
And the US October national medium home price for
what's the leading index?
125,400. That's up 3.8% from October 2017. Just getting the inflation figures now coming in for University of Michigan. 1-year inflation final coming in at 2.8%.
CB is 0.1,
coming in
which
at
is also bad.
2.6%.
Okay. So on that news, there is some buying. Their sellers are fighting it here now again. Three. Okay. Whoa.
Number comment here. It says we're approaching crunch time.
So to see a sweep like that and then them able to recover it really quickly is actually pretty bullish, but it's not like a inclusive signal because you have a seller that's willing to sell that much that you might not, you know, they have a reason to do it. Okay, so they just stop somebody out along there.
From deficit.
Market Steve got long and then got out. I do not blame you. You know what? I'm done with you. And You see, when it does that, though, the treasuries still go down. The flow is definitely not in my favor at the moment. It was kind of like you can let it go against you so much, but and it's kind of right at a spot where it could turn and come in your favor. But I mean, gosh, I'm 326 in line at oh 06 and I'm not getting filled.
No, it's
Okay. You're really nice, thank you. I really like honestly, when people come in and they start saying shit like that, I'm kind of fed up with it. So anybody that really thinks that they really know what's going to happen, it's all a probability. Like you're saying someone with a volume slice order pot. So I'm not sure what you mean by a volume slice order, but there's so much shit going on underneath of here that it is very often impossible to really know what the large traders are doing. I mean, they spend a lot of effort making it very difficult for other traders to be able to tell. That's why they have iceberg orders and things can move back and forth and they can wiggle around and stuff. It's you can't always know. And especially when you have a situation like right now where there really is a big volume on both sides of this in the E-mini. I mean, really huge. There's a lot of volume. So to sit down and say that you have one thing that you see that makes you 100% sure which way it's going to go, um, and you know that better than the thousands of other people that are trading this the other way, is as I think you're full of shit. Like maybe you've made money and maybe the trade works out, but you just can't be coming around and saying things like that and expect other traders to take you seriously. Well, there was another decent sell there. And the 30-year is still buying.
since 0.002. Thank you. Treasuries.
But if you're not full of shit, then prove it. Like, post a statement. It shows, like, a couple of months and how well you trade and what the trades you took. And then maybe I will believe that you're not full of shit. But I'm pretty sure that anybody that's that confident about something is going to be humbled sooner or later. That's just the way it is. The last time an idiot like you came into my channel and started saying shit like this, he lost $100,000. Well, I don't know how much money he lost, but he was starting his own stream, and he took a long on a trend down day, and he said, "Oh no, they're going to buy it just like this." It was actually not. It was a situation that was not like this, and he took it and walked away and was like, "Oh, it's fine that it goes against me," and he lost all of it on multiple contracts. Like he was sized bigger than he should have been too, and he lost it. So that's why I'm just like, hmm. Okay, well they seem to be fairly comfortable right here. The E-mini is pushing down, but this might just be the support area, you know, for another run higher. There's these big orders down here. Okay. So this description of a volume sliced order sounds like a variation of a iceberg. Large order in a smaller disclosed orders. Based on trading volume, the resting portion may not be filled before there is enough trading volume to submit the next portion. The leftover parameter indicates how to handle the resting order when it is time to send the next portion. Options include leave, merge, market, pay up, and when the parameter defines the leftover action, it sounds leftover action should be performed. It sounds like an iceberg order to me. And this is exactly where I'm like, okay, so somebody did sell it there or whatever it is, right? A bunch of other people bought it. And some of those other people may be institutions, maybe an even larger institution, you don't know. There's nothing that's like 100%. I don't know. The E-mini came up there and they tested the highs. They came short of the high and now they are selling it down again. And they're in an area that I think that they could find some support, but as of yet they haven't done it. Now treasuries are not buying yet. Good. Good. I'll tell you what. I've found through streaming this, nothing bothers people more than watching somebody else take a trade that's not what they would do. Can't handle it. Okay, so now they are finding a little bit of support. And some of these orders moved. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Okay. So
Heads up that London comments so far are on climate.
mm,
By the board orders for Allier exceed day of sale,
mm.
and BTP Allier orders. The heads up now with 10 minutes until the bottom of the hour. We get the release of the EIA weekly data. Crude stock looking for an estimate, well, a build of 2.941 million against a prior build of 10.0 million. The range, a draw of 3 million to a build of 7.464 million. Distillates for a draw of 2.754 million against a prior draw of 3.58 million. Range a draw of 517 million to a draw of a million. Cushing, no estimates for prior build of 167 million, and Gasoline's looking for a draw of -1 against a prior draw of 4.1 million, range a draw 3.8 a build of 1.5 million. Looking at last night's API oil data, which showed a surprise draw in headline crude inventories of 1.545 million, and distillate showed a draw of 1.82 million. Cushion showing a build of 3.9. Gasoline showing a build of spot 7.
So I'm starting to see a little bit of
Also, finally, we will look at
what I
refinery
wanted.
utilization, looking for an estimate of 1.1% against a prior spot 1%, and the range spot 7% to 2.
But there's this big order in the 5 year. So there's a little bit of absorption. They do seem to be holding this side here. So the play was that they're going to bounce off of the open. And when I took it initially, they seemed balanced there, and I thought that they could go through. But they came through, and this is kind of where I'm like, yeah, but they do this thing where they stop and they go through, and I can still kind of see contracts going long here. So that's why I didn't get out yet. But that almost 4K at 25 and 3/4 is probably going to have to pull if we're actually going to move up. And the E-mini is not giving up here, is it? They're still fighting. Sellers are holding it for now, but they're still fighting. Now, look at that. So far, I'm not so sure that the buyers have the fuel. ZB really came down. I don't think they really wanted to do it, did they? And you can see there's the iceberg there. Okay, so that was not... That may not have been a positive thing. Because they did a stop run and there was actually just a little bit short. Oh, no, they pierced it by a tick. They pierced it by a tick. Still. And the cumulative delta is not as high either. The buyer's really going to have to get it through here. And then the sellers sold it there.
Just heads up now with 3 minutes to the bottom of the hour and the release of the EIA weekly data. Crude stocks looking for a build of 2.941 million. Distillates looking for a draw of 2.754 million. Cushing a prior build of 1.167 million. And gasoline stocks a prior draw. Well, no, a net looking for an estimate of a draw of 198 million, and weekly refining utilization looking for an estimate of 1.1%. Heads up again, just to repeat, the API oil data showed a surprise draw in headline crude inventories last night of 1.545 million.
So now they're holding 2,000 at 040. I don't know. This thing, they did beat out the last pivot, but they did not beat out the overnight high. And you don't want to see a stop run before you get to the top. You know what I mean? Because a stop run is always a potential place for it to turn around, because you've run out of buyers. That's like somebody that was really short is finally giving up. You know, those are like the last people, or like somebody big. Those are like the biggest players losing. It gives you a probability that it's going to reverse. Slightly higher probability, at least, let's say.
One minute. Ten seconds. It's a build of 4.851 million for crude stocks. Distillates coming in at a draw of 0.077 million. Cushion coming in at a draw of 116 million. And gasoline coming in at a draw of 1.295 million. Refinery utilization coming in at 2.6%. Repeat that then. Weekly crude stocks coming in at a build of 4.851 million. Distillates coming in at a draw of 0.077 million. And refinery utilization coming in 2.6%.
Okay. So that was a big sell there, but it came back awfully fast. Okay.
fired that for the EIA, saying US crude stocks rose last week to the highest since early December 2017.
Okay. So there was a decent amount of orders went through O5 last time. At least one of us has gone through there. Kind of depends on the E-mini here, though, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Well, it actually looks like the big bid in the ZB kind of disappeared. Actually, they probably traded through it. That's 1,000 right there. Oof. So it's like anytime there's a big order and they think that they have a victory and they turn it around. These sellers really kind of took charge of it right there. Big deal. Nope. See, when they pull, man. It's starting to kind of feel like that guys on both sides are having a hard time getting filled, though.
Just more on that EIA US crude.
Yeah, that was
rise
good.
for the ninth straight week, which is the longest streak since March 2017.
They tried to clear it, and then they immediately bought 1,000 and bid 1,000 again. That's good. It's good, guys. Okay, now they're really trying to push it. Did they make a new low there? I think so. No, I think it's equal. This is this right here. Okay, so not filled. Maybe actually the best thing that could happen to us right here, actually. Like, not getting filled, but that's still up is good. Oh, look at all that pulled. Hmm. Hmm. Look at it pull. It's so close to getting filled out 4-5 again. And just another indicator that today is actually quite a range bound day. Hmm. So E-mini came back to the VWAP. They're in a support now. Treasuries a tick higher.
over 10 minutes. Yeah, we get the US announcing 13-week bill. So we get the 2-year floating rate note, which we're looking, well, the estimates are for an 18 billion versus a prior of 19 billion. We also get 2-year note, estimate of 39 billion versus a previous of 38 billion. 5-year note, an estimate of 40 billion versus a previous of 9 billion. And the 7-year note, an estimate of 32 billion versus a previous of 31 billion. They'll also be announcing the 6 bill size as well.
Okay. Well, I don't like that we got taken out with that much, and I don't like the time of day because I have to go in 10 minutes. The E-mini is down, though. It may be the case, though, that they're saying that they're not actually going to move, you know? And if that's the case, then it would make sense for Treasuries to just settle here. Okay. That's not good. And Kai says most likely is scenario 1, which would be that we just settle around here in range for long washout. Well, that 04 is looking menacing. Okay. Interesting. I don't know, guys. They're buying, but it's not going.
Treasuries
Look at that.
22 billion in 7-year notes. That's in line with billion of the 5-year notes. That's 39 billion in the 2-year notes. 3-month bills. Floating rate billion of. PMA spokesman take as long as they expected to. Okay, there's engagement taking place with other leaders. PM lunch with United process negotiation.
Well, this has been more than 30 minutes, hasn't it? It's been 90 minutes? Wow. I did not realize that it was being that slow. It doesn't look too good in the E-mini right there for the moment. Okay, well, they liked that. Hmm. I'm gonna give it 5 more minutes. I usually do not let them. Okay. I think I'm waiting for something that's never going to happen, guys. The treasuries are so slow. Shouldn't have been trading with multiple contracts today. I should have kept the risk tighter today because the liquidity is just not there.
Block sell.
Yep. All right. Well, that doesn't look good, does it? So far our experiments with 2 contracts, I'm still having trouble. I mean, on that one, I was able to get out. I could have broken even, but it really looked good there. And then it just kind of comes down. And I think that a lot of it was really more not so much the way that I was playing the multiple contracts as it was that today just wasn't a very good liquidity to be playing the way that I was. Like when I got those 1 ticks, those were good trades, and that should have just been it, instead of trying to go long there and catch it back up or whatever. There was real pressure up there at the top. When that came off, that was probably the end of it. Anyways, hope you guys have a good holiday. Yep. I hope we do a little bit better with this multiple contracts thing next week, although next week might be really weird. Because I've noticed the tendency for there to be like, you think, oh, okay, well, we'll just pick it back up after the holiday, and then it doesn't happen. Well, this time might be different because end of year window dressing. I don't know. Seems kind of weird though. May actually move up on us now. That was a lot there. There was a lot that absorbed it before, so I don't know.